last season was the race of all time. I am hoping that today is not the race of all time. Please do not take this aggressively. You have 30 minutes of practice. Please learn.
You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had.
Alright. We are here now. Let's see, check on my ticker real quick. Things are good in that department. So things obviously going to look probably weird in the practice qualify, so my ticker may look a little weird during that. However, it should look just fine during the race. If not, we'll turn it off. We'll just keep our marquee because the marquee seems to be working just fine. I believe those times you were seeing on the ticker are live. It's a new ticker we're trying, so hopefully that is good. Alright, so practice, got about 20 minutes left. I would usually have some pre-race stuff in terms of like graphics and whatnot, but this is not NARL, this is DSRA, first time we're broadcasting DSRA. Normally you'd see it on George Uriarte's channel, hopefully I didn't butcher his last name there. He will be joining us in the booth for some of these races as I think he's decided to switch over to joining me in the booth here, opposed to me joining him in the booth whenever he's able to, unless that changes, whichever works is better in that department. And I'll keep y'all updated with the community tab if that's still a thing here on YouTube. Mexico, race 3 of DSRA. Race 1 was broadcasted on George Uriarte's channel. If you missed that, you can go back and watch that. I'm sure you can just look that up. If you do need to look for it, though, it's in the Cheese Food Discord server under broadcast. And if you need a link to that, let me know on Discord. I think everyone knows my Discord. If not, then what are you doing with your life? Anyways, last season we went here. This race is pretty chaotic. Season 8, obviously, we had Kyle Watts win 2 championships in a row. He's going to be here today. Points leader right now, by the way, has a 30-something point lead. I didn't quite check. Like I said, I usually have a graphic for that, but a little bit of lack of, I'd say a lack of preparedness, but I didn't know about halfway through, or I didn't know about till after Auto Club. I had about a week and a half plan for this, so I probably could have moved a few other things over, but time-wise, I just didn't really have the ability to quite make it as high quality as NARL, so we won't see like a point standings board or nothing like that. However, of the 3 leagues I've added to my broadcast roster, including this, so it'd be NARL. We had NORL, so we're adding DSRA, IFAR, and CCRS. IFAR, obviously, probably going to be starting in mid-January, if I had to assume. And CCRS, we're going to be starting that next broadcast we do on Thursday. And we got this we're doing tonight. I did not keep track of how many laps we're doing. I also didn't think of the fuel strat. While I'm at it, I could actually just see. Alright. Projected laps 60, so a safe bet that we'll probably have a 60 lap run. Another cool thing is this league has custom, or not custom, but it has game yellows and green flags, so I can get that directly from gnl.tv instead of having to manually put that in, which is a nice change. But other leagues, obviously like NARL, CCRS, IFAR, they don't. And I'll keep those changes up to date during the broadcast. At least I'll try to keep consistent with it. I think I'm getting better with it. I think I did pretty good for Camtopia yesterday, or not yesterday, it was Friday, right? So, yeah, we got Mexico this week. I actually have no idea where we're racing next week. I'll have to definitely think about that. But yeah. So practice underway. They got about 17 minutes left. Let's see who's top of the board right now. Kyle Watts. Who's in the 33? Oh yeah, Tyler Mallon. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is going to be Tyler Mallon's first start. Damn. I don't know. That's all I gotta say. Damn. Okay. So this is gonna be Tyler Mallon's first start since season 4, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's good to see the other guys that haven't been here in a while come back and race here in DSRA, and hopefully Malin does well today. Currently, could potentially be some good competition there for Kyle Watts right now. He's got a pretty good lap there. And Noah Dagenhart there, third on the board. AJ Rodriguez, fourth on the board. We're talking about him and Gnarl, and I didn't think teammates having. You know what? Moving on. So AJ Rodriguez, like I said, was he's been doing pretty good. He's been pretty consistent from what I've seen. Fourth on the board right now. He's definitely going to be one to watch, I think, for sure. Depending on the long run and short run. Now, based off last season, we did not get very many green flag runs, if any. I don't recall how many, but if we did get any, awesome. If not, then oh well. And I think at this point, the hope would be that we have at least a decent race. Mediocre, we'll take what we can get. There's Carl flipping in turn 1. But yeah, I don't remember how many laps the race is, but we'll. Actually, I think I can look at that real quick. I don't think they plan on resetting the server because, yeah, I think everyone's in the numbers they need to be in. Let's see, 70 laps. So we'll have to pit at least once. There's only 10 laps in this race where fuel is not going to be, or where fuel is going to be a problem. So that's gonna make the strategy pretty interesting towards the beginning. I think if we get like a mid-race caution, I think it's pretty no-brainer. Depending on tire wear, however. So I think tire wear, figuring all that's gonna be important. We've seen issues with cold tires recently at Auto Club as well. It being a short track, I don't know if it's going to be as much of an issue since you can kind of control the car better. I feel like, at least from a broad standpoint. The setup itself may be differing on that. I haven't tested the setup or driven it, so I don't know what these guys are up against. I've had a few guys talk about this setup, how it might be a bit of a challenge, so we'll see how that goes. Ultimately, whatever happens, happens. If it ends up being a crapshoot, oh well. Sometimes you got to go through the mud to get to the that's a good question. What is the point of what's after the mud? Well, I guess we'll figure that out eventually. Hopefully everyone practicing well. Let's go through the rest of our top 10 on the board. Skylar Calleridge, 5th on the board, and showing some decent speed. I think they showed some decent speed here last season. 6th on the board. Can't for the life of me remember who's driving the 18. Nico's for video in the 6th. Superstars for 69, P7 on the board. 8th on the board, John Felber. I want to say this is John's first DSRA appearance, but I think we might find him somewhere deep in the archives, and this might be like one of those first starts in a while. So I know I haven't seen him in the past. I've been here since season 6, and I haven't seen him racing here at all. But I mean, at least unless he's snuck past me. But we'll see how that is. And then 9th on the board. Who the heck's in the 42? Pardon me if I'm not getting names memorized. Daniel Silla, so he's making his first start of this season. And Victor Delgado there in 10th, so interesting top 10 for sure. There's Daniel Silla. I will say, it's a pretty solid paint scheme overall. See how that goes. I think I already went over everything pretty much. I do want to see. I think I got free cam turned on. I can just, yeah, we can do this. Take a look at the track. I do believe Victor Delgado III did some edits to this thing. The DSRA logo of the infield, nice ad. Changed the PTF. I don't know exactly what he changed, but I think he added some stuff to make it more friendly to keyboard racing, as well as just make the track a bit more drivable overall. But I actually don't know the extent of it, so I'm not the guy to ask. Can we do the cool camera? Well, I'll be dead honest. I don't think we're gonna get any like crazy good finishes. Watch me be wrong. I'd love to be wrong on that. Actually, I'd love to see a great finish here, and a great race. Hopefully, and maybe we can have both. Yeah, let's see what cool camera we can get. We did this for Thompson Gnarl, and I liked it. Let's see, so we got. Let's take a look here at Soup. He's gonna be our test subject. I can't even keep up with him. What the? That's Daniel Silla. He is, he's in the fence. Anyways, moving on. Let's
Scylla, how the hell did you manage that?
Malin versus Watts back there. Top 2 on the board, I believe.
It's not a practice session without someone getting sick of the fence. I'm noticing that's becoming a more and more normal trend.
And then coming back to the line, Malin. I think we have the similar problem where it doesn't follow too well.
Like, if no one's in the fence, we gotta add 5 more minutes to the session, honestly.
But I think that's just part of the. I think we have the same thing for Thompson too. So we might do our cool, super gnarly camera, but we'll see. Who is smoking? Is that John Felber? We already seen John Felber. That's Bryson Miller. Important in your car. Yeah, I like that camera. All right, let's set up our TV too. Funny enough, I think this is the first broadcast I've done where the creator of Free Cam's in it. Tyler Malin, we were just talking about him. The 33, well, heck, there he is right there. Creator of the excellent software I'm using right now to preview him. There is AJ Rodriguez, currently. Oh.
Carl, have you considered that you were just mid?
Damn. Alright, moving forward. Let's figure out where we're at. This is Carl. He has a total of 90. Let's see. I think Daytona was 90. Let's see, Auto Club 92. Was this P93? Correct me if I'm wrong, but 90-some odd starts, no wins. Still looking for that first win. It's Bryson Miller, Buddy Campos. I'm gonna call him Kenny Campos though, because that's what his name is canonically to me.
So, can you please reset your car at this rate, buddy?
Okay, Scylla was still on the wall there.
Thank you.
So let's go to pit road because I feel like that's going to be the talk of the town, I guess you could say. It's going to be very important, I think. That race off pit road as well as pit stops. So, yeah. Now, big question I have. I don't know if this is going to be answered very well, but it's more so of a broad question, not as much of a, like, hey, what about this kind of question. But, that front straight, or the front, I don't know what do they call it when like the front straight's curved, but or it's not even curved, it's not even straight, it's curved. When the front part of the track is curved, I don't know what they call it, but is that part of the track? And if someone tries, dive down, maybe try to take a last second spot, will that be a concern? I haven't heard the mod say anything about it. I believe they did say something about it last season. They might say something in the drivers meeting, which you guys will or should be able to hear, since I have that on Whisper. Let me check my rating room real quick. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. This will be the first race I'll be opening up the booth. I'm not going to be specifically doing interviews, but I'll be opening up my booth to if somebody wants to do interviews, or if a few drivers want to do interviews, and if nobody wants to do interviews, that's fine, because dead real with you guys, I suck at doing interviews. I don't know if y'all saw IFAR CBN at Kansas. I think it was Kansas. And I sucked at doing interviews, and I don't know, I guess, I mean, I felt like me and DJ had some good chemistry there in the actual race broadcasts, but in the actual, like, post-race interviews, I tried, asking questions that way. I wasn't like that one guy that didn't have questions, and ultimately that just wasn't the best of ideas, I would say. I do feel a little bit embarrassed by that, but hey, you live and learn. You learn what works and learn what doesn't. So I'm going to open up the booth after the race. I know they got their post-race VC. I'll leave it open for 5 minutes. If no one goes in my rating room, then we'll just pack our bags up and go to CCRS, which I might open the booth for as well. We'll see how that goes, but might not be the first CCRS broadcast. Well, this is also the first DSRA broadcast. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll go as I go, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting tonight. I wish I wanted to get like a stat that said how many cars we had show up last season, how many cautions, but by the time I had that idea, I ran out of time. So ultimately, decided against it, and we're just going to roll with what we have, just their ticker, and that's all we're going to stick with for this. I believe. How has Winty not gotten DQ'd? That is something. I think him and Noah Dagenhart have just been going around the track like that almost a lap, or actually probably a lap, somehow went to either didn't get DQ'd or he just now got DQ'd. We'll see. Actually, I don't think it matters since it's practice, but depending on how things go is how things go. I know y'all can't see the practice thing very well, but Kyle Watt's still leading the practice with 23.427. Malin not too far off with a 23.443. Third on the board still, Noah Degenhart with a 23.5. Fourth on the board is AJ Rodriguez. Nico's videos showing some faster speeds, so is Victor Delgado. And Carson Muyang has found some speed, and the 94 of Santiago Flores. And honestly, I didn't think I'd see Santiago Flores because I'm not sure if they were in Daytona or not, but you know they're kind of in that same. I think they were teammates with Jodi Harris in the past couple seasons, and it looks like they're doing Mexico. So we'll see how that goes. You know, a lot of guys that showed up last season for Auto Club Daytona showed up for Mexico. Race was a crapshoot. A bunch of people got penalized and all that jazz. I'm not an official, so I'm not going to comment on it too much from last season, but I do know it was chaotic, and I'll say that much. And ultimately it led to a lot of people not wanting to continue in the league or whatever, I don't know. But we'll see what happens tonight. 70 laps. How much of it's going to be under yellow? How much of it's going to be under green? Who's going to lead the most laps? Who's going to get the fastest lap? And is Kyle Watt's competition ultimately going to be Connor Malin, or will we have another someone else rise to the occasion? Maybe show something up for Kyle Watts, because Kyle Watts is undoubtedly, I would say, the class of the field. Granted, there might be some other guys that come up here and show them who's boss, but based on the stats and off the recency, Kyle Watts, back-to-back championships, still holding the points lead. He's held the points lead for a long time. Well, I say a long time. Ever since he took it back last season, he's held it so far into 20. I thought it was, here I was about to say 2024. It's actually only a few days left in the year, but here he is still holding on right now. So we'll see what happens. Only 5 minutes left in the practice session. Hopefully these guys that are struggling with the track use up these last 5 minutes. Practice the track, get used to it, and get used to driving around other cars, because unless we can break the cautions, get these guys spread out, I think we're in for a good race. But we'll see how that goes. Some people compare this track to Iowa. I can see that relation to an extent. So hopefully these guys don't have too hard of a time. They have a fun race. Sure. Well, we got about 4 minutes. Let's just go through some random drivers. There's Santiago Flores. We already went to Santiago. There's Watts. I talked about him. Nico's for video. Looks like he's rooting a new paint scheme. Got those metallic numbers, chrome numbers, I guess would be the correct way to say it. DeWalt number 18 Chevy. Have a good run. There's Bryson Miller, number 07. Another one of them chrome numbered liveries. I just called it livery. If anyone got offended by that, I apologize. I've been watching too much V8 supercars, and it's been throwing my mind off. Carson Muyang, not on the track right now, but I will say, very nice paint scheme. JBL Toyota. They've had it's been pretty rough luck at NR overall recently. I don't know if y'all have watched NARL on my channel, and if you've watched NARL, you've known Garson, same number, has had a lot of struggles in NARL, and ultimately their DSRA campaign hasn't been a whole lot better, but it hasn't been near as bad, I don't think. And we got Nadum in the chat. Hello. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Nadum or Nedum. I think I've had you in here before in my chat. I just don't recall how to pronounce your name. Carl Childress just talking about how he has the most wins without a start. Buddy Campos, but I'm calling him Kenny Campos because Kenny. Okay, so yeah, I got that out the way. I don't know. I don't have a lot of stats on him, but I do know the league owner made his car, and interesting touch. Cracking into the classic cars. That's what Kenny usually runs when he races in R. Runs those classic liveries. I just said liveries again. That's gonna be a trend that people are gonna hate or love. We'll see. Super Racer 69, sporting a new paint scheme for this season. Always usual. Usually is number 69 blue car. You can always count on that. Every once in a while you see some different logos.
Alright, before we switch into qualifying, we're going to quickly do a quick back out and back in, because there's a couple 300 numbers. And after that, we'll go right to qualifying. Yippee.
I'm going to reset the server real quick, so I'm going to send it to my other ideal thing, which I do need to update this. It is old. Or I say it's old. It's specifically for Gnarl till now. Once the Gnarl season ends, I'll update this with the new logo I made. This is more of just a... I didn't think I'd be doing any other leagues other than Gnarl at point, so I made a...
So yeah, if you need to switch into the right car, or you want to change your schemes, now is the time to do that.
Based that off of the 2000 or the early 2000s NBC NASCAR logo. It basically is just my original logo. I put a flag behind it and did some borders to it. I don't hate it, but
I mean,
ultimately it doesn't look that great.
Still, that is a good idea. Also, Rivera's back. We're going to qualify now.
Yep, I was just about to say I did join the server number 15 because I raced the number 15 in Kezcar, which is uses the same mod, so I had to back out and rejoin in my 09, even though I'm not racing. I still technically have that number. So, going to qualify now.
Do not speed on pit road, for the love of God. If you are not setting a lap, please get on and off track. That'd be great. Fuck, I said track. If you're not setting a lap, please get on and off track. That'd be great. Ignore me having a problem speaking like a normal person for 5 seconds.
I can relate to that. Hey, Kenny. Running the Bobby Hilling car. Nice.
Crystal, you say that. I've been surprised before by some people.
So we got on and off track. Ticker.
Winty, for the front straightaway, the dark gray is considered a no-no. I mean, there's not really much I can do to stop you from it, but I want to do that.
Alright, so you heard it from the officials. I just talked my concern about the front part of the track.
If you suddenly go pull, I'm going to ask you for your lap replay. How about that?
Alright, so the dark gray asphalt off limits on the front end of the track, so hopefully these guys keep that in mind. Super the first time on the board, not fast. I believe they get 2 laps. Kyle Watt's a little slower than I was expecting for that first lap. However, they got a second lap, and I expect that second lap to be a bit faster for these guys, if I'm being dead honest. Get those tires heated up, be able to get around this track a lot more smooth. I believe Tyler Mallon, if I'm not mistaken, I remember checking his stats. I recall him having a 100% pull rate, as well as a 100% win rate. However, I can't confirm that at the moment. I believe they only made 1 start in Season 4 and kicked everyone's butt. I can't say for certain. I'd have to look at the stats, but we'll definitely see how that goes. As I have gotten on and off track, and it looks like this is going to be the final qualifying. I honestly had Kyle Watts getting pole, obviously. Very good at putting together qualifying laps here in DSRA and other leagues as well. You've seen him in Gnarl do very well. I can't say I've seen him start pulling IFAR yet, but when we start broadcasting IFAR, he may end up with one of those. Wincy, despite his hopes of cutting the corner, it looks like he dropped the ball. I'm assuming they had 2 laps. They only have 1. Winty's kind of screwed. Looks like they get 2. Okay. I think that first lap's probably going to be the best lap for a lot of guys, contrary to what I was thinking.
Winty, did you hear me about the lap replay and took that personally?
Soup thinks he might lose. Well, Soup, you're starting in the top 10. It's a long race.
Alrighty, so how
You've seen how it's
the
gone
fuck?
before.
I was looking over. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a Malin pole, and then I look back and it's showing Skylar there for some reason. How the fuck did that happen?
So it looks like, if I had to guess, Tyler Mallon DQ'd their lap.
Just because I don't believe, based off of last season, I don't believe that happening. I might want to see that replay file, but for now I'm just gonna roll with it. So welcome to Mexico. By God's grace, Skylar is on the pole position. How? 53 laps for today's race. Pit road speed is 40 miles an hour. Cautions will be if there are 2 or more cars in an incident, someone manages to Flip, or if there is a spin in the top 3, win the top 3 within 2 seconds of each other. You will have one and only one attempt on the restart, not to die on the opening lap. Once the leader crosses the start-finish line, the race will be marked as official. Any questions before we get going? We also have the claim system in effect, which basically means anytime a caution comes out, you have the option to call for a claim, or we'll look at it and give claims ourselves. It's basically a 2-strike system. First time you'll be at the end of the longest line. Second time around, you go home early. Alright, so any questions? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Honestly, just for asking if mayonnaise is an instrument, yes, Crystal, you can kill Bryson.
Oh, there's the DMS guys. Oh my goodness. Alright, this is happy hour for you fellas.
I'm not gonna make a joke about the track limits without being racist.
Oh my god. Trying to find a good camera.
Carl, do you not remember how many cautions we had at every Atlanta race?
Why does my TV1 look wrong? It's because I'm not I'm on the wrong driver. There's no
Carl, you specifically cannot change getting out of 15th place.
I'm just gonna guess that I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Alrighty. Again, I believe 70 laps is the correct race amount running. And the question is, are we gonna get a good race?
Alright, Carl,
race?
you did not just recommend Texas, I swear to God. You know what? Texas World isn't as bad as Texas Motor Speedway, but that's still a beatable offense. I need to kill you.
Alright. So
I'm putting a 20,000 point bounty on Carl's head right now.
So Skylar Calleridge in the 9 has gotten pole after I'm gonna assume that Tyler Mellon DQ'd their lap, didn't want to get that pole position, or God knows what happened. Maybe they sped on pit road. I don't know. Dole did say not to speed on pit road just when qualifying went through, so maybe didn't hear it in time or whatever. But regardless, Skylar Calleridge on pole for this event. I believe their first DSRA pole. See how they do. Long race, 70 laps, a lot can happen. I'll use our super cool camera for Thompson, like we did at Thompson Gnarl, and get that show on the road here in about a minute or so, probably 2 minutes. Unlike Camtopia, cameras here are pretty good. There's Crystal Bennett button drafting. Winty, that is not Winty, that is I can't express to you how hard it is to get stuck on specifically the side of your car. The sheer hit had to have been just enough to hit them on their side. That's, I mean, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I have not seen anyone just get stuck on their side like that in a long time, unless like someone wall rides and comes down on the track. And even then, it's kind of hard. So a lot of team stuff going on. I didn't keep up with that very well, so womp womp. Rivera. Going through some random guys, seeing how they do. There's Winty. Winty contributing to the ozone layer getting complete. Alright, respectful decision. And yeah. What's the spectator got? I'm curious. Spectator's not bad. Got a graveyard turned forward.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to grid. Please take it easy this race. You are not winning this on lap 1, alright? If any of you motherfuckers take this aggressively, I'm gonna beat you with a hammer.
Alright, you heard the man?
Try and keep it smooth for the start of this race. Take notes from Auto Club. If your tires are worn, please do not stay out.
Well,
Winty, do you not remember last season? Do you really think I'm subjecting 70 laps to what we're about to witness?
oh, okay. I was about to say 70 laps is 753 laps. Okay, that's going to be more interesting for sure. So, Calridge, Mo Young, Watts. Actually, both the DMS teammates starting right next to each other. Bryson Miller, P5 on the grid. Super Racer 69, P6 on the grid. 7th on the grid. Victor Delgado 3rd. Daniel Silla, 94 of Santiago Flores. The 03 John Felver. 15 Daniel Rivera. Kenny Campos. D-Dog Rodriguez. Winty Wolf. Carl Childress. Noah Degenhart. Crystal Bennett. Nico Servideo. And Tyler Mellon, who I'm assuming DQ'd their lap and qualified, but let it be known they probably had the fastest lap qualify. That or they sped on pit road. One or the other, I'm assuming. So we're going to do that super cool camera. They're going to restart, and I'm going to have like a really epic call. They're going to restart, and I'm going to have to recreate it. It's going to be beautiful. Alright, coming off turn 4, pace cars in. Skylar Calridge, Garson Muyang. Here in Mexico, green flag. And they are already bumping Watts with a great start.
Race time reminder, you have one restart. Let's hope we don't have to use it.
Silla into the wall. Somehow single car. Oh, never mind. I'm going to just let that go down to officiating.
And that's going to be our restart being used. Alright, just get the anger out now. Y'all have one job.
Oh, there goes my super cool restart idea. Let's see what happened before they die. Looks like, I mean, I think he threw it out for the first wreck we seen with Silla and Campos, but ultimately this is probably the decider. And everyone else being goofy, so got that done. So let's rack them back up.
Alright,
Skylar,
attempts 2.
Calridge has another shot.
No more resets from here on out. Duh.
Heard the boss man, no more restarts. This was one and final restart.
No more restarts. Racing, not races.
And Skylar Calridge has one more shot to get a better start here. Watts had a really good start there. Was able to get the lead off of turn 2. I am once again having to recreate my super cool call. Alright, I'm supposed to get on and off track. What am I thinking? Silly old me. Forgetting to get on and off track. Right. Did that at Camtopia. If you guys wouldn't have so many restarts, I wouldn't have a problem, but... No. Alright, Troxel in the chat. Hey, Troxel. Thank you for the support. I guess not really support, it's just the vibe, I guess. Alright, round off turn 4. Skylar Calridge got one more one more shot to get a good start here. Alright. That was something. My ticker may be broke in terms of the flag condition, but we'll see. Already. Man, TV1's a little too zoomed in. TV2 got. So Garson,
single car turn 4, we say green.
Got one car around in the back. Looks like Kenny, but we're live, so let's go back to Garson in the lead. TV2. He's got a pretty good lead right now.
Single car back straight away.
That looks like, yeah. Right behind that is Calridge. Or, shoot. Time is about a second. 3 wide there for second place. Kyle Watts. Oh! Too hot in the corner.
Caution's out,
Calridge
race back to the
around.
line, spin the top 3.
Yep, spinning the top 3. That's a yellow. Oh, looks like my ticker is working. Great. So, Rivera in the back slowing up. Not sure why. Let's take a look, see what happened.
Garson gets the race back. Pace car is in 2. The pace car is taking its sweet time in 2, I should clarify.
It looks like a couple lines just kind of interchanged there, and ultimately didn't work out.
Garson, pace car's not going any faster than 45. You might have to wait up for it.
I think the other car that might have spun was Carl. He was the car that was spun before we got the yellow, according to my ticker. Or not my ticker, but my standings. So let's see what happened to him if we can find it. And it just looks like I had some. Nope, just a little too hard on the car. On the exit.
If anyone else got a black flag by the from the pace car taking its sweet time, let me know.
That was lap 2, so yeah, that's unfortunate there. And then I believe he spun again right here. By this point, I believe the caution had already came out, or at least something like that, for the 9 spin on the top 3 rule. So despite being single car, yeah, that would be the case. So, oh yeah, I didn't keep a pit road. It looks like Caloridge bombed their stop, and it looks like their pit stall isn't working. They may have to come back around to take service to their car. It looks like, as they may have entered wrong or something, and the game just doesn't want to service their car. Yeah, I think the best bet for that 9 car is just to come back around and try again. They're going to lose some time, unfortunately, but that's just part of... I'm not sure exactly what the mistake was. Unfortunately, I didn't get the battle off pit road. It looks like either Garson lost a bunch of spots or some guys stayed out. I mean, I don't hate the idea of staying out. But remember, cold tires, so we'll see if that's another contributor. Based on what I'm seeing here, we may have seen some 2-tire stops mixed with some 4 tires. And
pace lights are out, going green this time. Incident in turn 1 just for now going to be marked as a racing incident.
Yeah, and I respect that ruling there. That did look like a racing incident between the 4 and the 9 in turn 1. But 07 and Bryson Miller, he's going to lead us to the green. Lap 6 of 53. We'll see if he can hold it. I could do the super cool cam, but I might just keep it on. I might just keep it reserved. I don't know. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Keep it reserved for restart. Okay. I guess that's an option. I don't know how the lining worked there, but I guess AJ did not want to start on the bottom. He ultimately did not overtake the 07, and that ultimately worked out. AJ Rodriguez is going to go for the lead here into the entry of 3. No caution yet. Bryson holds on to it so far. Go TB2. We get a little bit more broader idea of what's going on. Made another lap. Bryson still in the lead. Oh, hits the wall a little bit on entry. Holding on to it so far. But Kyle Watts may start putting on the pressure. Carson Moo Young in the wall in the back. Holds on to it.
Good save, Garson.
Bryson still holding on to the lead. 2 DMS cars right behind him and a Nico Servideo. Here comes Kyle. He's going to try to make a move to the bottom. Fakes, goes high. Ultimately does not help him at all. May get a good exit here with that entry, however. We'll see. A lot of guys getting loose, trying to have a hard time hanging on to the car. Winty Wolf around in the back.
Single car back straight away.
But Bryson Miller holds on to the lead, lap 10. Oh, big move by Watts to the bottom. Oh, into the back of the 07. Spin the top 3. That's a caution.
Big one on the back straight away. Caution's out.
Somehow no one involved. That's the second one Kyle's got into
Okay, it
tonight.
wasn't a big one. I thought that'd be a big one because I was in fart chase. My bad.
We'll see what happens. Or we'll see what happens.
AJ gets the race back.
Ultimately, I think it's just another racing deal, but we'll take a look.
Any claims for the incident there on the back straightaway, as the pace car is in 2 right now? Watts will be at the end of the longest line on this restart. AJ needs to slow down just a little bit more because the pace car is taking its sweet time.
Looks like AJ
The pace car is never going to go above 45 miles an hour, so that'll be a frame of reference to go for. That's one thing we missed when adjusting the track.
I think Kyle gave up some spots trying to type in the chat, apologizing for that one. Ultimately, I would say it's another racing incident. That's just my take. But pit road's open. We had a few guys stay out. We'll take a look at our pit road cam since that replay didn't take too long to look at, along with Winty's spin, but he got some saving grace. So, I believe that's second caution of the night. Not exactly better than last season, but we'll see how it goes. See if they can clean it up. And Tala jinxing Bryson. That's nice. Tala in the chat. Skylar Callers again with that damaged car. I don't know if they pit that last stop. Okay, this time their car gets serviced. I know they didn't pit that last stop. I don't know if they came back around. A-Rod back to the lead. John Felber to second. Delgado and Malin. I think some guys stayed out in the back. Or towards the front, maybe. Go to our pace car. And it looks like Noah Dagenhart stayed out for some track position. I mean, we've seen them make a similar move at Thompson. Ultimately, it worked out for them in the end. We'll see how this goes. Granted, this move being done a lot earlier, but we'll see what happens. Nico's for video second. Third is the 60 of D-Dog Rodriguez. And Super Race for 69 is fourth. And then fifth place, Carl Childress. And sixth place, Kenny Campos. And I believe all the top six stayed out.
Going green this time.
And AJ Rodriguez, the highest car with fresher tires, and we'll see how that goes. But TV2, because TV1's a bit too seclusive, in my opinion. Spectator's also a good one. Take a look at our DNFs real quick. Only Daniel Rivera is out of the race, and I believe they went ahead and called it a night. They didn't quite want to deal with it, so can't blame them based on last season. So pace car is in. Noah Dagenhart leading for the first time today. They're going to lead us to the green they're going to lead us to the green. And green flag's out. A little bit of tire spin there. Some of these guys may struggle there. I don't think anyone spun out, so we survived so far. D-Dog already making a move to the bottom on Nico, but Nico had a good run and a good start there, and he's going to get that run on the exit. John Felber lost a couple spots there, got loose on the bottom and the back, but he holds on to the car. D-Dog Dan once again going for the 18 a little bit in the back.
They managed to keep it going. We'll stay green. Single car.
Single car in the back, though. It's Kenny Campos. And Malin, I think.
Good job keeping that thing straight.
Oh, Malin got ran into by John Felber. That's rough. So we stay green after that. Does spread the field out a bit, so we'll see what happens after that. Nico versus D-Dog, though, is heating up. And Carl Childress challenging Super P4, but AJ Rodriguez with fresher tires behind that. AJ still the highest running car with fresh tires. Soup versus Carl right now. Carl in the wall. Big battles up here. Super Race for 69 out of the back of Nico's for video as D-Dog Dan has gotten around Nico's for video, and AJ Rodriguez and Victor Delgado the third is caught up here. It looks like Victor is going to try to take that spot for the highest running car with the freshest tires. Oh, and AJ pinching off the exit while warping. That's scary. I don't know if it's just warping on his side or not, but oh, it looks like the 07 is around on the top.
Single car turn 3, they managed to save it, so we keep going.
Yeah, he kept it going, so I think Carl got into him if I had to guess. But back to the lead real quick. Noah Dagenhart getting challenged by D-Dog Rodriguez. Nico's video still holding on in third. A little bit of a send there from D-Dog. And AJ Rodriguez now challenging the 18. He is now taking the point for the highest running car with fresher tires. And by fresher tires, they ain't fresher by a lot. Only like maybe a couple laps, and ultimately you can't really wear your tires. And it looks like we may have a caution for that. I'm not sure.
Caution's out, race back to the line.
And caution is out. Skylar Calleridge and Daniel Silla got together. Skylar rough night after starting on pole.
That's Hani on the race back.
Now let's take a look see on the replay. Oh, looks like they just got loose. Then Silla also got loose. Maybe got some help in that 42 car. And ultimately ruling that as I believe a 2-car incident. I don't believe anyone else had issues. Yeah, that was just those guys. I don't blame the ruling from Duel there. That was a 2-car incident for sure.
Any claims for the incident over in 2?
But yeah, it looks like the 9 just got loose and went around. And I can understand getting loose when your back end is crunched up like that. It's much harder to control the car. Back to live, we can go to pit road. It looks like Noah Degenhart stayed out, and a lot of guys didn't stay out. We'll see how that strategy works. John Felber looks to have stayed out with the
84
87.
will take the claim for the contact with the 42. The 84 will be the longest line on this restart.
And 84 is taking claim for hitting the 42. And ultimately, that's what did make it a 2-car incident, so I don't hate the ruling there. But see how that goes. Garson Muyang, the better pit stall and higher track position. AJ Rodriguez, a bit of challenge from Winty. Winty, I think, took a 2-tire stop there, gained a couple spots on some guys. Back to space car. Noah Degenhart, John Felber, and Kyle Watts, the 3 guys that stayed out. And I think Noah Degenhart has the oldest tires on the field right now, which if I remember correctly, John Felber and Kyle Watts pit on that last stop before this one. That was not a bad green flag run, not gonna lie, but wish it was longer. See if we can get another one going. It looks like the 9 car, after starting on pole, has retired from the event.
Pace starts out, going green this time.
Well, we reckon back up. Noah Degenhart once again leading these guys. John Felber now in 2nd, and then 3rd Kyle Watts. Carson Muyang, freshest tires, highest running right now. Everyone behind that 4 car has pit. Instead of 6 cars staying out on tires, only 3 did this time. And with the gamble of how this race is going to go is pretty much how this strategy is going to end up playing out. And honestly, I based on last season, I like where the 87 is at. You have that lead, and this race has historically been, or at least last season was, it was a caution fest. But pace cars in the restart zone. Green flag back out here at Mexico. Everyone started pretty good there, no issues. And I'm gonna go. I'm already on TP2. John Felber with a big send already. I think Noah didn't quite get the entry they wanted. Oh, big close. John Felber has to spin from the top 3. I think that's a caution.
That's a spin from the top 3. Caution's out. Race back to the line.
And Noah was taking that apex, or that different apex.
And with another race back.
John wasn't ready for that. Ultimately. So real roof cam for this. Well, the track position's gone, but I can't shame him for trying.
Yeah, I'll go John on this one. We don't have to worry about any claims. That's just a thing that happens every now and again.
Definitely.
It is what it is.
Convergence of racing lines would be the best way I could put it. And I think everyone can make it to the end on gas. It's going to come down to tires, and Only guy I think I know for sure would pit for tires is John Felber, and it looks like Crystal Bennett also pitting for tires. So it's going to become a tire game at this point, and I think Noah Degenhart does not have that many disadvantages now at this point with, as I would have assumed, so far mostly yellows in this race. And hate to be that guy, but I think that trend's going to continue, and this may end up being the third race this season to end under caution later on. But you see those top three guys, all three of them swerving left and right, trying to warm up those tires. I have no idea if that works or not, but they're doing it, and nobody's getting hurt from that. So great stuff, great stuff. Highest running car with fresher tires right now is Carson Young there in third. But like I said, I don't think it's going to come down to as much tires as it is track position at this point with how these yellows have been timing themselves. But regardless, going through, and so far, so not the worst.
Pace lights are out, going green this time.
So far, only 2 retirees, 15 and the 9. See if the rest of these guys can survive the rest of this. So far, I would say this is mostly cleaner from last season. But nonetheless, cautions are still happening. Pace car is in, and Noah Degenhart is going to lead us back to the green with the oldest tires on the field, but with that very, very valuable track position. Carson Young goes 2 by 2 there with Kyle Watts. With those fresher tires, they can make that move more confidently. And D-Dog also trying to make some moves back there. But right now, Noah Degenhart with that track position right now is holding on pretty good. But Kyle Watts with that raw pace, he's going to try to run in here, spoil the show. Slightly fresher tires in that 87. However, it's not lights out. Nico Cervidio a little loose on the exit in the back. He holds on to it. A lot of guys bunched up here. Top 5 entirely Toyotas. Some crap you'd see in IFAR, and it looks like Kyle Watts has taken the lead and overtakes that 87. Does the 87 crossover? Does not. Kyle Watts to the lead. Almost won at Auto Club, but couldn't quite seal the deal. Jerry Cook got around him on the white flag. Jerry Cook's not here tonight. And now it looks like Carson Young, finally those fresher tires may start to show their way for that 70 car. I don't know how much of a factor dirty air would be for that 87, but I think it really is just going to come down to managing their tires better still. Like I said, I think a couple cautions is enough to make the difference on that tire disadvantage, but still there's that freshness to them, and I think that's going to also matter a little bit here, as well as just getting around this track and trying to go for that overtake. Side by side on the exit, and it doesn't help. Actually, that actually hurts 70 and Garson. Allows D-Dog to try to get behind the 87. 3 wide there for second on the exit of 4. Doesn't look like anyone's going to try to back out, except, well, Garson actually does there last minute. Hits the wall trying to make sure they close that door on AJ. Oh, big close there for Nico Cervidio, who's holding on pretty good right now still. Tyler Mallon starting to show his face after starting into the back end, as so far, from my knowledge, probably pitted every caution except for the last one. Big slide from the 87 after the 70 was slow on exit. That's not going to help Noah much as he's smalling back to 4th. As I was saying, I must be, I mean, I'm wrong enough to the fact where that 87's tire fall off is now hurting them significantly, I'd say, for that 87. But D-Dog Dan now trying to poke his nose behind that 4 car. Is kind of a short track Atlanta, I guess you could say. A lot of these guys bunched together really close. I don't know if that's a factor of draft, the skill range being pretty close or what, but fact of the matter is the top 7 is like right there. I'd say top 8 actually. D-Dog's still holding on. Garson's not done. AJ Rodriguez is up here, but Tyler Mallon, that 33, he's approaching. We'll see how that differs into this race as it goes on. Depending on how it goes on, it looks like I think the 69 got loose on an exit, but he holds on to it. Super Racer 69 there. But yeah, D-Dog, he is cutting it close right now with that 4 car, trying to keep up with him or trying to put the pressure on. Goes low, try to undercut Kyle Watts. See if Watts gets that exit speed. Not as much exit speed as they would have hoped, I don't think. D-Dog still holding that his own right now. If he can get a good enough exit, which we've seen Kyle Watts do on Noah Degenhart here, make that overtake work. Now he's side by side with Watts into entry of 1, where he was originally able to gain so much time on him. Try to clear mid-corner, not going to work. Watts now with a better exit. And this time he clears in that 4 car, but now we got a 4 car dogfight for the lead. Moo Young and Mallon are right there. AJ Rodriguez still holding on in 5th. Everyone else on the top, D-Dog Dan on the bottom. However, he's not going to have that run on the exit. Oh, big bump from the 22 to the back of the 78. 78 was slow on exit. Or slower on exit, I should say. As now D-Dog has fallen to 4th after trying to overtake for the lead. That puts Garson there in 2nd. Mallon still holding on as well. And he's going to try to go for it here on the exit of 2. Gets loose. That might hurt his exit speed for sure. Might not allow him to stay underneath Kyle Watts. Watts with pressure from both sides now. Garson, not quite enough run on the exit. Mallon peaked there to maybe go 3 wide. Thought better of it. Once again, trying that bottom line. I think the top maybe a bit prefer to get that run on exit. We've seen Watts make it work on Degenhart, who is now fallen behind Super Racer 69 after those worn tires. I'm going to be dead real. I don't think the tires would have worn that bad for Noah Degenhart, but ultimately I was wrong as the 70 now struggling to hold on the bottom. Victor Delgado now in the dogfight. Nico Servideo is also back in the picture. I think those guys are tire saving, which originally I would say wouldn't have been the way to go, but for this run specifically, it's working. And now Mallon's trying the bottom. And we may start seeing a trend where everyone tries passing on the bottom. And pretty similar to Auto Club, where you just can't pass down there. Oh, D-Dog had to lick the brakes a lot there. He locked up. That's going to hurt him. He's going to hit the wall as well on the exit. Garson still side by side. Noah Degenhart loose on exit. Super Racer 69 loose on... oh, wow. Big chop from the 70. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But he slowed those guys behind him up a bit. D-Dog obviously had to check up for the 70, or I believe the 70, or 33 rather, that last time around. And there he goes. Tyler Mallon to the lead, right in front of Kyle Watts. First car to make it work on the bottom on Kyle Watts. Nico Servideo trying to go for some motorcades. The 87's around in the back. Noah Degenhart around.
Single car on the back straightaway. We stay green.
You heard the race control there. We stay green, but big implications for sure. Mallon has shown their masterclass tire saving in IFAR. And it looks like Kyle Watts now starting to lose a lot of spots here with the tires. His way of driving these tracks is push all the way and hope for the best. And the best has happened, but that was last season. Now, so far, pretty good run to the good run right now. All these guys are still up here. Super Racer 69, despite saying he was going to suck, is currently 8th still, but holding on to this top pack. Kyle Watts and AJ Rodriguez now battling. These guys are always together, seems like sometimes, but Garson Muyang currently trying to hold on. The only other guy behind Malin right now, I think Malin's got this thing right now, but D-Dog, like we said, locked those tires up. Bit of a tire disadvantage. Still trying that bottom on that 70. He's seen some weak points from Garson, and there you go. Another weak point. Delgado still holding on there in fourth. Sort of video still up here as well. And we're getting pretty close to the end of this thing. A lot of guys hitting the wall and exit, trying to maximize the corners, but D-Dog Dan, I believe, is still losing time to the 33 of Tyler Malin. Carson Williams still holding on in third, Delgado in fourth. There's Noah Degenhardt on the bottom with fresh tires after that spin. Oh, and Nico hit the wall. Oh, and the 78's around. See if he can get out the way before caution comes out, and it looks like
Caution's out, race back to the line.
And I think that was 2 cars with Soup and the 78. So late race yellow.
And there's another spin in 4.
No spin in 4, I'm hearing. Was it from the same guy? I'm just going to look live here. Oh, John Felber. So we'll take a look at that here in a second as well. But right now, let's see what happened to AJ and Soup.
Okay, so we have 2 claims at the same time, so deliberate amongst yourselves. Rock, paper, scissors, something down.
Yeah, it looks like Soup got in the back of the 78. He was trying to go for a little bit more gap than what was there. Let's see what happened to the 03 of John Felber. Had some help from Flores. Wasn't exactly running in pristine position, but I'm definitely going to hurt him track position-wise. I'd imagine everybody's pitting. I would not like to miss that if I'm able to.
Oh yeah, that's right. The second in's in there at the Felber.
So everyone, a lot of guys on pit road. Malin, and honestly, I wouldn't hate staying out at this point, but a lot of guys doing it. A lot of guys pitting anyway. The more guys you get stay out, the better. There is no point of no return. There is no.
Alright, so with those being 2 separate incidents, they'll both be the 69 and 94 and the longest line on the restart. We might be able to get back green here before this thing's over. Only Victor stayed out.
Honestly, I'm surprised that only Victor stayed out. I could have seen this working out a little bit better for some guys. So, presumably 2-lap shootout.
Reminder, races can end under caution. We do not have a point of no return, and we do not have any green-white checkered. So, if y'all die before this thing's over and another caution waves, that's game.
Watts, Delgado, Malin, D-Dog. Late race caution, late race shenanigans. Going to be going green with presumably 2 to go if the pace car allows it. If not, Victor just might have gotten the easiest win ever and Malin might have choked it. All depends on the pace car here.
Pace outs out, going green this time. 87 should make it in time. Track short enough.
2-lap shootout. Delgado staying out, has the oldest tires on the track, and might I add, very old tires. If more guys had stayed out, I'd like this strategy, but one car with the oldest tires on the track, very old tires, I think they thought more guys would stay out. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case.
It'll be 2 laps to go on the restart. If it's basically green-white checkered. If a caution comes out on that green portion before we get to the white, that's effectively the race. So, please make it to the white flag. I like to have more than 1 race so far this season end on the green.
This is where it matters. Beat that real. We're gonna end under caution. I already know. Insane green flag run though. We'll take what happens here. We'll roll with it. Delgado, this is where he's got a clutch. Can he get a good enough restart? Does Watts shoot it? A lot's going to happen here. We're going to find out real quick. Delgado, despite the older tires, gets a good start. Can he hold on enough against the charging new fresh tires? Already showing his weak points. 3 wide on the exit. Malin, Watts, and Delgado. 4 wide potentially. Not quite. Malin and Watts coming to the white. We're going to finish under green.
White flag, 1 more lap to go.
Malin with a power move to the lead. Delgado dropping like a rock. These guys made it through just fine. Wrecking in the back to fight for the survival, but Tyler Malin is going to come off a turn 4 with the lead, and he's going to win for the first time in a long time. Photo finish for second.
3 wide finish for second. That's going to go to Watts there at the line. But it's the 33 car that's not driven by the same 33 cars last week for reasons we won't discuss right now, who takes the win away here at Mexico. Yippee.
Tyler Malin. See if they're going to burn it down or not. If not, I'd be slightly disappointed. A lot of other guys burning it down regardless.
How the fuck did we let Carl get a top 10? I'm burning this league to the ground.
I don't have a Fueling Victories, but if I did, sponsored by Smellman Motor Oil, because screw you guys. Alright, so if you'll give me a second, I'll take a look in the waiting room for the broadcast waiting room that I made. Y'all should be able to join that. If not, let me know in the Discord chat, or not the Discord chat, but the YouTube chat. And I'll get that set up for you guys. Actually, I do want to look at that finish real quick between those two guys from this camera. What a finish for Watts, though. Holy. Alright, so white flag. We'll look at the, Nico's for videos who spun out. Daniel Silla, holy. That was nasty on the last lap. Daniel Silla flipping there. These guys right here, Watts, Rodriguez, and Muyung off of 4 for second place. And what a finish. I mean, Garson, oh my, Garson was actually out closer than I thought it was. But yeah, what a finish there for second. And everyone does the end, obviously. But yeah, no, good finish overall. That's the second time this weekend that Kyle Watts has gotten second in an event in a 3-wide photo finish, which is quite impressive. It's almost like that one time he won 2 championships in one weekend fairly recently. Very impressive, I will say. I'm going to check my waiting room and see if anyone's in there. And we'll see if we can do some interviews if somebody wants interviews. Oh, we got Kenny Campos in the booth.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Kenny!
Hey,
Kenny, how we doing, man?
good, I guess.
So, you had a rough
Make
race.
sure to save your replays and stuff before the session closes.
What are your thoughts on that, Kenny?
I don't know. To be honest, I wouldn't even do good anyways. I only got that 13th position because I guess I was lucky to get past that last lap wreck. But overall, like, I don't think I could have been able to catch up without, like, possibly running into somebody or, I guess, spinning out and causing a big wreck.
Alright. So, were you struggling with the track at all in the beginning of the race? I've seen you spin out a couple times. Was that just...
Yes, throughout the whole race because it is so slippery.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's the setup. It just feels like you ease off too much, you just spin out maybe. And then if you let off, or if you just left a bit too late, you head into the wall. And I'm pretty sure you see many of those other guys who just spun out because I think it was mostly because we're running so close and it's impossible to pass, really.
Yeah, what I was noticing, especially in that long run, or at least like in the beginning of that long run, there was guys like trying to make passes on the bottom, and ultimately that top lane was reigning supreme, pretty similar to Auto Club.
Yeah.
And ultimately Tyler Malin was actually able to get that move pulled off, and then at the end Delgado stayed out, and Watts had a better pit stop, and he ended up winning the race. But
Yeah.
you got any other comments you might want to add?
I don't think so. I think that's it at the moment.
Alright.
I'm just hoping the next race will be better, I guess, for me.
Yeah. Well, I don't really got anything else for you. Thanks for being my first ever person to interview.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm gonna do the race winner next,
Yeah.
and I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
I'm gonna move you the race room.
Buddy disconnected from your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Mr. Mallon, how we feeling?
We're feeling pretty good after that one.
Yeah, I seen you on that last restart, or on that last caution. I seen you and most of the field pit, and Victor stay out there. And on that last pit stop, was there like I didn't quite see the pit road, but I seen Watts got around you. Was that you just have a better stop, or you think, or?
He took 2 tires, actually.
Okay, I
Yeah,
figured it was
everyone
something
took
like
4, he took 2, which was a good call. I think he was back in like 7th back before the caution came out, so it was pretty much the only call he could make. But he did an excellent job. I'm really glad we were able to keep it clean, 3 wide.
that. Yeah, I seen that green flag run to the
Before
end.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I seen you were tire saving towards the middle run. Were you planning on that tire saving strat for like? Did you think we were gonna have a green flag run, or you think it was just gonna be a caution fest ultimately?
Well, I'd rather save my tires and not get a green flag run than not save my tires and look like an idiot on a long green flag run by falling back to 15th. That's kind of the mentality I go into these races with. It just happened that we did get a decent green flag run, and it was enough to get me up to the front. So that run was a lot of fun. I wish that caution didn't come out, but it is what it is. Still got it, and it was a lot of fun battling for it with Victor and Zach and Kyle.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. You got any other statements you might want to add?
Thank you to Ethan for. Well, he didn't really give me his car, but I stole his car, so thank you to Ethan for the car, and thank you to you for broadcasting, and thank you to everyone in DSRA for letting me race.
So if I'm not mistaken, was this your first start since season 4, or have you done anything in between?
Yeah, this is my first start since season 4. I took a long break, and I decided to come back for a couple of races this season, see how it shakes out, and yeah, it was a fun little race there. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I gotta say that was one hell of a comeback. Long hiatus, beat everyone up. But yeah, you plan on doing any other races this season, or is it just gonna be a one-off?
Charlotte's a pretty good track for me, so I'm sure I'm gonna be there. I don't know. I don't know the schedule. I just know Charlotte's on it. So.
Well, thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming out and putting on a good show, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Guess I'm gonna move you to race room 1 or whatever works for
No,
you.
I was just gonna leave, but okay.
Alright, that works, yeah.
See ya.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alrighty, I don't think anyone else is wanting an interview. That was everyone that was in the waiting room. Well, like I said, not the best at interviews. You heard Tyler Mallon. I think both Kenny and Mallon did give me what they could with what I know. So I was glad doing interviews pretty good. Get driver input for these things. It was fun to broadcast for sure. Hopefully we got George in the booth with us next time. He'll have some questions for some of the guys as well. Heck, I don't know what next race is, but I know they're racing next week. That's what I do know. But yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. We'll be back Thursday, CCRS. We got Kansas, I think, this Thursday, CCRS. Be sure to show up for that. Other than that, I don't really got anything else to say. The race was a lot better than I was expecting, which is good. And ultimately, I'm pretty glad with how it turned out. And other than that, that's really all I got to say. Again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And we'll see you in the next Zach 103 TV live stream. Oh, one more thing before I leave. I was going to say this in the beginning, but I forgot. I know this is completely unrelated, so if you're done watching, that's fine. But I do want to bring up one of my buddies, Johnny Burden, in the Assetto Corsa community, makes Assetto Corsa mods. I don't know if you've heard of BCRC Gaming or BCRC Mods. He recently had a medical episode, probably be the best way to put it. If I don't know if y'all believe in religion or whatever, but if y'all could keep him in y'all's prayers if y'all can. He's having a rough time right now. I wanted to just put that out there. That way, I just felt like that was important. And today we lost former United States President Jimmy Carter, and condolences to him and his family as well as they go through that. But yeah, other than that, I just wanted to say those two things because I forgot to say it at the beginning. But other than that, we'll see you next race. Again, CCRS this Thursday, and be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. And congrats to Tyler Mallon on the win, and thanks everybody for putting up with me. And yeah, I'm gonna end the broadcast.